So again, this was the Pennywise release, right? So the other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to go look at an overview as to what InArt has done. Obviously, they don't have that many figures because I think they started not that long ago. So there's not that many figures like Hot Toys. Like Hot Toys has like, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 figures a year. So InArt is just beginning. I think they are part of another company. I think it's Queen Studios, I believe. And I think they make statues. So they don't have as many 6-scale figures. So I just kind of wanted to present them here. So they have Lord of the Rings. And what I've noticed when it comes to the InArt 6-scale figures is I see a lot of Warner Brothers IP here, or properties. Because Lord of the Rings is New Line Cinema, which is part of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers owns New Line Cinema. So Lord of the Rings is a New Line Cinema movie. And then Pennywise is from It, which is Warner Brothers movie. So I don't know if they have some kind of a licensing deal that they just pumping out a bunch of Warner Brothers licensed characters or whatever. But we have here ARAGORN, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So he looks legit. He looks good. I'm not a huge fan of Lord of the Rings like other things. I'm more of a Star Wars fan. I'm more of a Marvel or DC fan. I do like Lord of the Rings, but I'm not as a huge fan as other people. I recognize the quality in the movies, and I can recognize the storytelling in Lord of the Rings, but it's just not one of those movies that I like want to keep rewatching or I want to watch annually. It's not one of those type of movies for me. But this character here, Aragorn, the king, this looks good. He looks very lifelike, and he's out of stock as well, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't cheap. So they may sell him somewhere else, second market or whatever, or maybe a comic book store may have him. I have no idea. Actually, I don't even think he's even released yet. Yeah, I don't think he's released. I think the only ones that InArt has released is Joker and Pennywise, and it's Gandalf. Gandalf is the one that was recently released, which I'm going to get to in just a bit. So that's Aragorn, Lord of the Rings, InArt. If you're a big Lord of the Rings fan, here's a top quality 6-scale figure here. And then it comes with all these accessories. All right. So let's move on to another one. So let's stick to Lord of the Rings. So let me find the Gandalf. The Gandalf was just recently released, like last week, I think. So Gandalf the Grey 6-scale collectible figure. And I think he's like $500, $600. I could be wrong, but I know these figures are more expensive than the Hot Toys generally. So he looks like Ian McKellen. Looks really, really good here. He has a staff. Very good looking figure here. Very lifelike, like I mentioned. You can totally see the quality here. Yeah, so not a cheap figure for sure. And then it has this little accessories here, and he has a book, the book here, and I think I saw it before where you can actually open the book, and I think it has like different kind of pages, so it looks like a legit tiny book, which is insane. This is Gandalf here, the base. So it looks cool. It looks cool. I mean, I'm not willing to spend $500, $600 for a Lord of the Rings character personally, but there might be some out there, but it is released. Like I said, it's not available on the website anymore, so you actually have to hunt for him. But yeah, so we have the Lord of the Rings Gandalf. Okay, I think we already went to this again. Okay, so I think that was it for the Lord of the Rings. So they have some other ones here from InArt. I think there's just a few more here. Let's go into the Batman one, the Robert Pattinson Batman one. Okay, so actually, let me go back here again. I want to see if there's a price. I think this one's also sold out. It might be out of stock as well. So let me see. $00. Okay, so it's sold out. It's out of stock. Okay, so we have the Robert Pattinson Batman 6 scale collectible figure. There is the Hot Toys version, which I've pre-ordered a while ago. It's supposed to arrive like later this year or maybe next year. So, I mean, he looks really lifelike too as well. Very detailed. They also have a Bruce Wayne one. I don't know if it's... I think I've seen that it's separate, that you can buy it separate. Oh, and then there's the bat signal. Now, Hot Toys has the bat signal as well. If you get the... like the super set, deluxe or whatever. So, Robert Pattinson. This is the InArt. Bruce Wayne. Looks good. But I think this was like $300, $400, $500. Or it has a little like laptop there, which I know the Hot Toys one doesn't have, if I'm not mistaken. So these look really, really cool. Very lifelike. Okay, so let's move on to another one. I think there's maybe a couple more left here. Because I don't usually talk about InArt because they don't have that many figures and I don't own any of them. And they're more expensive, so that's why I usually don't. Now, if they were to release like let's say InArt does like a Matrix one, like they announce a Neo or a Trinity or the twins from the Matrix Reloaded, because I'm a huge fan of the Matrix, then I'll probably go on board, because I don't know, I don't think Hot Toys is going to do that since they're sticking on to Warner Brothers. You know, Matrix is a Warner Brothers picture. So let's get into the first one here, Joker. So this one's been out for a while, and this one's been seen because this was I believe this was the first one. So the Heath Ledger Joker, and Hot Toys just recently announced their another version of Heath Ledger Joker with the artisan with the rooted hair, and like this one too. InArt was doing the rooted hair and stuff like that, like especially with this Joker one. And I think I don't know if they have like a sculpted hair one, but, and if I'm not mistaken, I think when you get the Joker, it's a set of 2. I don't think you can get them separately, so that's why it kind of goes, the cost ends up being like $1,000, and then after shipping sometimes up to $1,300 and so forth. So, but I mean, it looks cool. It definitely looks cool. So I think maybe because of the demand of the Hot Toys version of the artisan Joker, a lot of people already had him, this InArt version. Yeah, I mean, he looks really good. Definitely looks really, really good. So I like this shot here because I remember this from I think it was one of the posters of The Dark Knight, one of the first teaser posters. It was kind of a shot like that, so I like that. But all right, so I think that's it for the figures talk.